What just went down backstage at Love and Hip Hop has fans completely stunned. Lil Scrappy and Kendra Robinson, who have already been battling rumors, relationship drama, and on-camera tension, took things to a whole new level when a heated argument backstage turned into a shocking fight, right in front of cast members and crew. The drama wasn't part of the show. It was raw, unfiltered, and left everyone speechless. Reports say security had to rush in and separate the two as other cast members looked on in disbelief. And now, fans are demanding answers. What triggered the blow-up? Is their marriage truly on the edge of collapse? Or was this the breaking point that exposes secrets they've been hiding for months? Tonight, we're diving into everything. The exclusive details of what sparked the altercation, the reactions from castmates who witnessed the chaos, and how producers are scrambling to deal with the fallout. Trust me, this is one Love and Hip Hop moment you won't forget. The tension backstage at Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was already electric, but no one could have predicted what was about to unfold. Cameras were rolling, crew members were scrambling, and castmates were whispering when suddenly Lil Scrappy and Kendra exploded into a full-blown fight that left everyone in shock. What started as a heated conversation quickly spiraled into yelling, accusations, and chaos that has the entire Love and Hip Hop fanbase stunned right now. Now, let's take it back to where this all started, because this wasn't just some random blow-up. This fight has been building for months, and the pressure finally burst during what was supposed to be a controlled, behind-the-scenes taping. According to insiders who were backstage, Scrappy was already frustrated before even arriving. He's been dealing with rumors swirling online, rumors that Kendra has been getting a little too close with someone outside their marriage. These whispers didn't just stay in the blogs either. Word got back to Scrappy, and even though Kendra has denied everything, the energy between them has been off for weeks. So when they came face-to-face backstage, it wasn't just another conversation. It was like all the pent-up frustration came, boiling to the surface at once. Witnesses say Scrappy started it off calm, asking Kendra about the rumors. But Kendra? She wasn't having it. She immediately clapped back, saying she's tired of Scrappy embarrassing her in front of the world and making her look like the problem when in reality, she feels he's the one being shady. From there, voices got louder, the crowd of cast members grew, and before long, it was like the entire backstage turned into a battlefield. Scrappy accused her of disrespect, Kendra accused him of betrayal, and neither one of them was backing down. Security had to rush over, but even then they couldn't completely stop the two from screaming at each other. Now here's where it gets even crazier, because multiple people who were standing nearby claim Kendra said something that completely set Scrappy off. She allegedly blurted out, "I should have never married you. You've been playing me since day one." That one line hit Scrappy like a punch to the gut. He stormed forward, pointing in her face and yelling that she better watch what she says. Castmates like Young Jock and Rashida were spotted trying to pull them apart while cameras kept rolling. And y'all know how Love and Hip Hop producers are. They weren't stopping a thing. If anything, they were leaning in closer, because this was reality TV gold. But for the people who were there, it didn't feel like entertainment. It felt real. Too real. Even after security managed to separate them, Kendra wasn't done. She was pacing, crying, yelling at producers that she's tired of being portrayed as the villain, and screaming that Scrappy's the one who needs to get real about what's really happening in their marriage. Meanwhile, Scrappy was slamming doors and cursing under his breath, telling his homies that he can't keep saving face for Kendra anymore. This wasn't just a little argument, this was a breaking point. And the craziest part? It all went down live. That's right. Viewers who were tuned into the streaming feed got a front row seat to the chaos before producers could even cut the cameras. Clips are already circulating online, and the comments are wild. Some fans are siding with Scrappy, saying Kendra pushed him too far with her words. Others are riding with Kendra, claiming she's finally exposing the truth about Scrappy's behavior. But here's the thing. This isn't the first time cracks in their relationship have shown up. Longtime fans of Love and Hip Hop know that Scrappy and Kendra's love story has been anything but smooth. From the moment they went public, there were constant rumors, constant doubts, and constant drama. And while they tried to present a united front at times, moments like this prove that behind the scenes, things might be way messier than anyone realized, Even Rashida, who's usually the peacemaker, was spotted shaking her head and telling producers that things went way too far this time. Some insiders are even claiming this fight might push Kendra to make a permanent decision about their marriage. And let's not forget, there's money on the line here too. Being on Love. And hip-hop isn't just about fame. It's about contracts, deals, and storylines. So the question everyone's asking now is, will producers try to spin this fight into a major season storyline, or will it end up tearing Scrappy and Kendra apart completely? For now, both of them have gone quiet on social media, but fans are flooding their comment sections demanding answers. The streets are buzzing, the blogs are exploding, and everyone wants to know, was this the beginning of the end for Scrappy and Kendra? Because one thing's for sure, the way they went at each other backstage wasn't just a lover's spat. It was raw, it was explosive, and it left Love and hip-hop stunned. The backstage chaos wasn't dying down, it was only getting worse. Security had already swarmed the area, but the energy was still electric, tense, and dangerous. Scrappy's voice was booming, echoing off the walls, while Kendra was just as fiery, refusing to back down in front of everyone. Producers were caught in the middle, desperately trying to restore order. They had seen fights on Love and hip-hop before, but this one felt different. It wasn't just petty drama, it was deeply personal. Both Scrappy and Kendra had been carrying tension for weeks, and tonight, it finally exploded, fans in the live. Audience didn't even know what was happening at first. The cameras had cut away, but the muffled shouting backstage was impossible to ignore. Social media was lighting up in real time. Tweets, TikToks, and Instagram posts were flooding the internet with rumors. Scrappy and Kendra fighting right now behind the scenes. Some audience members even claimed they heard glass breaking. As producers huddled, one hot mic picked up Scrappy shouting, "You ain't gonna disrespect me on my name, not here, not nowhere." Kendra shot back with just as much fire. "You've been disrespecting me for years, and you think I'm just standing here quiet?" The room fell silent for a moment. Those words cut deep, hinting at years of tension that had never made it fully to the screen. Viewers at home only saw pieces of their relationship. The fights, the reconciliations, the makeups and breakups. But this was raw, unfiltered. Bambi, Scrappy's ex, was nearby too, watching everything unfold. And when she stepped forward, trying to calm Scrappy down, it only escalated. Kendra immediately pointed at her and screamed, "Oh, so this is what it's about! You can have him then! I'm done!" The crowd backstage gasped. Even the security guards froze for a second, unsure if they should intervene or step back. Scrappy's face tightened, his hands shaking with rage. He turned away, pacing in circles as if trying to calm himself, but Kendra's words kept hitting him like daggers. The producers tried to cut the mics, but it was too late. The drama was spilling online. Multiple audience members were already live streaming from their phones. Clips of the fight, shaky but clear enough, started trending within minutes. Twitter hashtags like Oucha Scrappy vs Kendra and RLHH Backstage fight blew up. Fans were stunned. Some were siding with Kendra, saying she had every right to stand her ground if Scrappy had been disrespecting her. Others defended Scrappy, insisting that Kendra knew how to push his buttons and that she went too far, bringing Bambi into the argument. Meanwhile, security finally separated the two, pulling Scrappy back into a private room and holding Kendra on the opposite side of the hallway. But their voices carried, echoing through the thin walls. Scrappy's voice roared again. "You ain't never had my back, Kendra! Never! All you do is tear me down!" Kendra fired back. "And all you do is embarrass me! You want to act like a man in the streets but treat me like I don't exist in private." Those words hit like a bomb. Everyone nearby knew this wasn't just a fight. It was years of bottled-up resentment spilling over in real time. The tension only grew when Erica Dixon, Scrappy's ex-fiancée and mother of his child, walked into the backstage area. She hadn't been involved in the fight, but when she saw what was happening, she couldn't hold her tongue. "This the same cycle over and over, Scrap," Erica said, shaking her head. "New woman, same problems. You gotta grow up, man." Scrappy snapped his head toward her, glaring, his pride bruised. "Man, don't come in here judging me when you don't even know what we are dealing with." Kendra laughed bitterly. "Oh, she knows exactly what I'm dealing with. You ain't never changed." At that moment, producers realized they had a goldmine, but also a disaster on their hands. The cameras weren't rolling officially, but with so many leaks, the story was already public. The only question was how much to air on the actual show. Backstage staff scrambled to calm Kendra down, but she was too heated. She yanked off her mic pack and threw it on the floor, yelling, "I'm not doing this show anymore! Y'all can keep your little drama circus! I'm out!" Her voice cracked as she stormed toward the exit. Security hesitated, but eventually let her go, worried that restraining her would only escalate things further. Scrappy, however, wasn't done. He followed a few steps behind, still shouting after her. "So that's it? You walking away, huh? After everything?" But Kendra didn't. Look back. She kept moving, her heels clicking against the floor until she disappeared down the hallway. The entire set was left in stunned silence. In the aftermath, producers called an emergency meeting. Should they bring Kendra back? Should they let Scrappy cool off? The cast was shaken, the crew was shaken, and the internet was already spinning wild theories. Some fans claimed Bambi was secretly fueling the fire, stepping back just enough to watch Scrappy and Kendra tear each other apart. Others argued Erica's comments only made things worse. But one thing was certain: this was no stage drama. This was raw, real, and impossible to ignore. By the time the night ended, the internet was in full meltdown mode. Kendra posted a cryptic IG story with nothing but a broken heart emoji. Scrappy went live for a few minutes, pacing around in his dressing room saying, "Y'all think this is funny? This ain't no storyline. This my life. And I'm tired, man. I'm tired." The comment section exploded. Thousands of fans begged them to reconcile, while others encouraged Kendra to leave for good. The network stayed silent, but insiders whispered that producers were scrambling to figure out how to spin this into the next season's storyline. What was supposed to be a live taping had turned into one of the most explosive nights in love and hip-hop history. And the truth? This fight wasn't over. Scrappy and Kendra had only just scratched the surface of years of built-up anger, betrayal, and unresolved wounds. The cameras might have cut, but their story was still unraveling behind the scenes. The Backstage at Love and Hip Hop had never seen such chaos before, and yet the night was far from over. Cameras were still rolling, security was on high alert, and every cast member who had witnessed Lil Scrappy and Kendra's explosive fight stood frozen, caught between disbelief and silent judgment. Fans online had already started piecing together the drama, dissecting every leaked clip, every whispered rumor, and every Instagram live update from those who had seen the incident firsthand. Scrappy was pacing the hallway, his face tight with anger, while Kendra, still shaking from their shouting match, refused to let him have the last word. "You think this is about a show?" she screamed, her voice cracking under the pressure. "You embarrassed me in front of everybody, Scrappy." "And for what?" Scrappy shot back, his voice booming. "Embarrassed you? You've been embarrassing yourself, Kendra. Acting like you are holier than thou, but behind closed doors, you out here with everybody in my face." His accusations hung heavy in the air, and the cast members watching gasped. Some shook their heads, some muttered under their breath. Because what Scrappy was suggesting wasn't just a rumor anymore. Producers tried to cut in, desperate to reel things back under control, but Kendra wasn't backing down. She stepped right up to Scrappy, her finger in his face, and said the words that turned the night into love and hip-hop history. "At least when I step out, I don't do it with women who my friends gotta see every day. You humiliated me first." The room went silent. Even Scrappy's voice faltered for a moment as those words sank in. Did Kendra just confirm what fans had speculated for months, that Scrappy had been entertaining other women while married? The entire cast was stunned, jaws dropped as whispers filled the air. Erica Mina, always one to stir the pot, leaned back against the wall with a smirk. "Oh, now it makes sense," she muttered loud enough for cameras to catch. "Now y'all see why I don't play with these men. They lie, they cheat, and then they flip it like it's your fault." That comment pushed Scrappy over the edge. "Shut your mouth, Erica. You don't know nothing about my marriage," he barked, pointing in her direction. Security rushed in, sensing his temper was about to spill over again, but Kendra used that moment to deliver the ultimate blow. "You can scream all you want, Scrappy, but the truth's out. Everybody knows. You don't respect me, you don't respect our marriage, and you damn sure don't respect yourself." The cameras zoomed in on Kendra's face, tears streaming down her cheeks, her voice raw and trembling. For the first time all night, Scrappy didn't have a comeback. He froze, his jaw tight, his eyes darting away from her like he knew deep down she had exposed something real. The producers cut to confessionals immediately after the fight to capture the raw reactions. Spice shook her head, looking genuinely concerned. Scrappy, my boy, but he out here looking reckless. That woman, Kendra, she is strong, but how much can one wife take before she snaps? Carly Red, always quick to add her 2 cents, chimed in. This ain't just drama, this is destruction. Scrappy and Kendra, they are at a point of no return. Meanwhile, fans on social media were already flooding Twitter and Instagram with clips from the Backstage chaos. Hashtags like Nyam, Scrappy vs Kendra, and I'll chattel Backstage fight started trending within minutes. Some sided with Kendra, praising her for finally calling Scrappy out publicly. Others defended Scrappy, arguing that Kendra's temper and sharp tongue had only added fuel to the fire. But one thing was clear, the couple's relationship had just exploded on national television. By the time security managed to separate the two, Kendra was escorted out of the building, still shouting over her shoulder, "I'm done! I'm not gonna keep being your storyline, Scrappy!" Her words echoed down the hallway like a dagger straight into Scrappy's pride. Scrappy, left standing alone with the cameras still rolling, muttered, "She doesn't mean that. She don't mean that." But the look on his face told a different story. For the first time, fans saw Scrappy not as the aggressive, fiery rapper they were used to, but as a man who had just realized he might have lost everything: his wife, his dignity, and his place in the cast's respect. The next morning, blogs lit up with coverage of the fight. Gossip pages posted headlines like "Scrappy and Kendra's marriage over" and "Love and hip-hop stars explode backstage, cheating accusations fly." Comment sections were flooded with fans debating who was really in the wrong. Some fans even speculated that divorce papers were already being drawn up, while others claimed producers might use the chaos to spin a whole new storyline for the couple next season. But behind the cameras, it wasn't just a storyline. It was real. Sources close to production revealed that Kendra had refused to return to set for the remainder of filming unless drastic changes were made. Scrappy, on the other hand, reportedly begged producers to give him one last chance to fix things. The season's reunion episode was now set up to be explosive. With the fight footage guaranteed to air and both Scrappy and Kendra promising to confront each other one last time on stage, fans already knew it would go down as one of the wildest love and hip-hop moments of all time. And while the cast whispered about who was telling the truth and who was lying, one thing was certain: this wasn't just TV drama anymore. Scrappy and Kendra had turned their marriage into a battlefield, and love and hip-hop had captured every single second. The cameras may have stopped rolling backstage that night, but the fallout was only just beginning. If you thought this was wild, just wait, because love and hip-hop drama never sleeps. What do you think about Scrappy and Kendra's backstage fight? Was Scrappy out of line, or did Kendra push him too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be watching what y'all say. And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping update. Trust me, the next episode of this saga is only getting crazier, and you'll want to be the first to see it.